you hear about TikTok? About what's going on there? It's mind control. They're suppressing information again. There's security problems. I told you all. It's the government. Yeah, but let's talk TikTok. Oh, never mind that. Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where today we are doing a Let Me Know. I got this idea from Caleb Welch 6393. He is a subscriber on my channel, and he asked me about, hey, what do you think about this TikTok stuff? And he said, hey, have you checked out the video from Life on Books? And so I went out and watched the video that Life on Books put out about TikTok, the ban, and what it could mean in terms of books selling, independent authors, visibility, etc. I thought it was really, really good. I think Caleb was onto something. And so I thought, this merits a Let Me Know. So here we are. Let Me Know number 18. We are talking today, what could this TikTok ban do to books, independent authors, sales, visibility, etc. I know that's very broad, but let's dive right into some different things here, and I'll set this up and we'll go from there. So if you didn't know, if you've been living under a rock, or you just don't follow news anymore because you just don't know what to believe, I can empathize with that. But the Supreme Court appears poised to uphold a law that bans TikTok in the United States, and it's over national security concerns. ByteDance, who is the parent company of TikTok, a China-based company, they are basically, the United States is giving them an ultimatum. You either sell us the platform or we're going to basically ban it from the United States on the 19th of January. Now, incoming President Trump wants the Supreme Court and others to wait, let him come into office and weigh in and whatnot. I don't know if that's a good thing or posturing on the incoming president's part, but nevertheless, there is some concerns. At least I'm concerned. All 9 justices heard both lawyers from TikTok, content creators give their concerns, heard them out, but still looks posed to enforce this ultimatum on ByteDance. Now, that is kind of the scenario. So let's talk rabbit hole. Let's follow Alice down the rabbit hole and talk scenarios here, because I'm not here to talk about politics, and that's really not what my channel's about, but it dovetails into books. I have several of you who are independent authors who rely heavily on cost-friendly alternatives to market your books and put them out there, and TikTok is definitely one of them, as well as YouTube. So what does this mean? If we do go down this path and we ban TikTok in the United States, it will have ramifications on books. It will definitely trickle down. So what are some scenarios? I think TikTok has a way of increasing visibility for books. I definitely, when you look at organic word of mouth, when you look at viral recommendations, TikTok is a platform that can get a message or a book or a picture out to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Life on Books talked about a couple different videos he posted onto TikTok and to Instagram. It had over 1.5 million views, which is just asinine to me. But I understand it at a much smaller scale, even though it feels bigger to me. I have a TikTok account where I push people from TikTok to try to come to YouTube to look at my content. I use TikTok basically as an arm or an extension of trying to get people aware that, hey, I have a YouTube channel. Come check me out where I do book reviews and other things on YouTube. But I use TikTok as that mechanism. And I like it. It was an idea that I got from my middle child. She's like, you should do TikTok. It will drive, it'll drive people to your channel. And I think it has some over the course of time. I think it does. What is really kind of eye-opening to me is I will put something on there. Like yesterday, I did my weekly wrap-up. I will put out my thumbnail on TikTok about, hey, I just posted my weekly wrap-up to YouTube. And in an hour, I'll get 500 views on that. Now, it could be people just swiping through, and that constitutes a view, or it could be people actually stop and think, oh yeah, and then clicking on my profile and going to my YouTube and actually checking it out, maybe subscribing. You never know, but it is something where you can post something on TikTok, and depending on what hashtags and what descriptions, words you use, it can get out in front of people on their devices in the thousands in under an hour. And that is me on a very, very small scale. Can you imagine some of the bigger ones that have tens and hundreds of thousands of followers? It is very impactful, and that is a very, very cost-friendly way for independent authors to get their stuff out there. And it's a very faster way than organic word of mouth. So that's huge. Obviously, TikTok also does a very good job of providing a creative outlet for people to promote their channels, promote books, especially older books, rejuvenating titles, talking about stuff that's been out for a while that is still relevant today. And I think TikTok does a really good job with that. I think it also allows a lot of fantasy and diversification of different subgenres to become more prevalent. Love or hate, Sarah J. Maas or Rebecca Yarros or whatever, romantasy is out there and it's everywhere, and just like Sanderson's out there and everywhere. And TikTok definitely will pound that into your face and your eyes and through your phone and devices. And it gets it out there. It really does. I also think, again, it is another mechanism and an arm that arms independent authors with a way to get their books out there to the masses. And I think that's huge. I also think it influences publishing decisions. Very much so. I would have to think, and I don't know this for a fact, but one would just, come on, it's publishers have to be prevalent and present on TikTok, seeing what is trending, what is hot, and using that to make decisions on who they go after or who they choose to publish. And I would think that as things trend, they're going to make decisions based on that. And it's just no longer based on, the top sales, top 100, top 25 bestseller lists, or just solely based on, cachet of long-standing authors. They also go after some of the independent authors, and TikTok has really created this kind of niche where independent authors are now, in the forefront along with some of the major authors. And I think that definitely is something that is influencing publishing. I think there's opportunities for creators. Especially when we want to talk books and we want another outlet to draw people into those discussions like we're doing now and talk about this. And I think, booktubers want people to be part of that discussion, and having another platform that will drive people to channels and have that taken away, it just doesn't seem right. Whether or not whatever side of the aisle you support, whatever you feel about First Amendment, and government making our decisions. I think Life on Books, his video was really good when he touched upon the fact that we go to TikTok, we go to YouTube, and we put our information out there. You can talk about data and our data and the U.S. citizens' data and your concerns as a government, but we're doing that. That is our individual choice, and I agree with him on that. If we don't feel like that is safe, then you have to make that choice as an individual. And so those are kind of the rabbit holes down here. Obviously, so the point of Let Me Knows is I want to know what you think. Obviously, I want to know what you feel about this TikTok ban. Do you think it is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? What do you think it will do to the book industry? Are you on TikTok? Do you plan to get off TikTok? Right now, I have, I just recently surpassed 1,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm like, yeah, of course I'll get 1,000 followers on TikTok, and then they're going to ban the thing. But I'm going to let it ride. I'm not going to remove myself from it. I want to see where this all shakes out. Let me know. As always, I'm interested in your thoughts, and I will talk to you all on the next one. Thanks.